that is never going down.
The power of CNBC is the access that we have. I think sports teams can be a great measure of the consumer economy.
CNBC Meets, Defining Values, brought to you by UOB Private Bank.
He's a global ambassador for basketball and an NBA Hall of Famer. I'm Tanya Bryant, and I've come to Geneva to meet the legendary basketball star Yao Ming. He's one of China's most inspirational sporting figures, and his basketball career is the stuff of legend. Yao Ming began playing for his hometown team, the Shanghai Sharks, as a teenager, and he was one of the first Chinese athletes to become internationally famous when he was drafted by the Houston Rockets in 2002. At 7'6", he's one of the tallest people ever to play in the NBA, shooting hoops for 8 seasons before his retirement in 2011. A 2-time Olympian, Yao Ming was inducted into the NBA's Hall of Fame in 2016. As well as his current role as president of the Chinese Basketball Association, he devotes himself to helping children in both China and the US through the Yao Foundation, which helps fund sports and play areas in schools, as well as providing educational opportunities to underprivileged children. Yao, it's wonderful to meet you. We're here in Geneva, and of course you've just become president of the Chinese Basketball Association, and you're here, the headquarters of FIBA. What does it mean to you to be president?
Quite a lot of people were working together, to do our part, and we're here in Geneva for the FIBA's meeting, and then we prepare for the World Games 2019 in China, in Beijing, China, and we give a presentation about how our preparation is, and we try to do everything we could to make the game great.
How proud do you feel that China will be hosting the World Basketball Championship?
We hosted the 2008 Olympics 10 years ago, and that was terrific, and including myself, I think impressed a lot of people in the world. But this is the first time we host a single sport. Basketball have the same influence as the soccer in the world to change so many young people's life, their life attitude, and have a chance to host a game in China, and that will connect us even more and better to our fans, and we can, getting more people to enjoy the sports.
Yao, you've become a sporting hero for so many around the world and an inspiration. When you first started, when you were growing up in Shanghai, your parents were both basketball players. What were some of those early childhood memories like?
I think there's no different, probably, than any other children in my generation. We're just happy growing up with our parents, go to school every day, come back to play and finish our homework, and obviously I play basketball a little bit. We live in social that with a lot of sports personnel. They have experience to play or coaching in sports area in different, basketball, soccer, track and field, all kinds of things, and they would talk about about past and how great my parents was as a basketball player, and most importantly, the great person they are. It's a fortune to have parents be my hero, and every day that I do and try, I can make them proud.
When did you think, right, this is what I'm going to do?
I play basketball for many reasons. At first, any ball sports is very attractive, whether it's kicking or playing. And second part, you get along with a lot of same-age boys, not only play sports, but also they, have fun together, talking each other, and have a small boys' party, on the court. That's not just a sport; it's a small social. I cannot remember exactly when the basketball became my, life pursuit. Probably 17, 18, starting to play a little bit more basketball in different levels. And it feels fun, obviously, because my size gives me a lot of advantage when doing play basketball, or obviously those advantage encourage me to play more.
You had a very successful time at the Shanghai Sharks, and then America came calling, the NBA, and they wanted to draft you. What did that feel like for you?
You have to prepare yourself even better, be disciplined, rest, training, and prepare for yourself in the game. I feel pressure. It's a ground undiscovered for me, and you don't know what's wait out there, especially when you not speak English back then.
And of course you became hugely successful at the Houston Rockets and such a popular figure there. Yeah, how did that feel for you?
Popular is come after if you can finish your work. But never let popular distract you. You have to know where it is popular from. Somehow the popular is like a side effect of you if you can do your work. So I'm not really sick about it.
Yeah, in 2016, got to the NBA Hall of Fame. What did that moment feel like for you?
First of all, I appreciate it. What life can give to me and what entire basketball organization can give to me. For me, that's one of the greatest achievements I had. And I don't know if I really deserve it, but I try, earn it. I try to earn it.
So Shaq O'Neal was also there at the same time, and if he'd been a little bit of your rival, how did it feel for him to be there?
It's an accomplishment for me if somebody called me as a rival to him. And he has no comparison in the basketball history. It's such a, compliment for me if anybody would call me as a rival to him. I mean, he's just so great. He's in another level.
What do you think from that whole experience did you learn the most? Yeah, what do you think you took away from that?
Don't be too self-centralized, and to learn from others and listen from others.
The town of Houston and the NBA, they hold a special place in their heart for you, and there's, on February the 2nd, I believe they've named a Yao Ming Day.
Well, it's great to have it. I appreciate it. I always say that Houston, I spent my 10 years over there, from 22 to 31, and almost 10 years. It's become my home away from home.
Up next, from shooting hoops to helping others, how Yao Ming was inspired to start the Yao Foundation.
So give me a feeling that, okay, I can use my success on a basketball into a different area to help people.
CNBC Meets Defining Values, brought to you by UOB Private Bank.
Good morning, Mrs. Wong.
Good morning. Your favorite.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Good morning, Mrs. Wong.
Good morning. Look what I made for you.
Thank you. Mrs. Wong? Help! Help!
Good thing your grandson was around when you had your fall, Mrs. Wong.
Welcome back to CNBC Meets Defining Values. I'm Tanya Breyer, and I'm in Geneva with the legendary basketball player Yao Ming.
When you first went to America, there was a moment when you were going down to the aeroplane and there was the long tunnel and you weren't sure about going to a new country. What were you thinking at the time?
I remember that moment, when time really come and you really ship yourself out. I feel pressure.
And how did you manage that pressure, Yao, and how did you cope with that?
I think it is just focus on work and then nail down your focus, and that will help you to No, just to clean your mind and do such things.
Because you became so famous, did that change anything for you in your life?
The first year I'm back to China after the season, that I'm still walking to a computer shop, try to buy some software or hardware to, upgrade my computer, things like this, and I find I cannot walk down the street anymore, so quickly I learned I have to adapt into the world and hide myself in public.
You've used that fame to help many others, and you're in the 10th year of the Yao Ming Foundation. Tell me about how it started back in 2008.
Well, actually, the story started much earlier than 2008. The same summer, I come back to China after first season. Besides buy computers, I did other things. That's the same year, same summer when SARS hit China, and my team and I, getting together with other peoples, including SMG Shanghai Media Group. Together we did a TV show to raise money to help the medicals research or this or that other thing, is try to use the influence to calm people down. And because I remember at that time that because the infection, the people get a little bit nervous about living, but we all know that life had to go on. That's the first time I really personally deeply involved with social responsibility or social activity. So every summer I come back and do a little bit of this or that with different organizations. Until like 2007, we organized a charity game, and in Beijing we invited some of NBA player, including Steve Nash. Actually, he started the idea. Steve Nash from Canada, and Carmelo Anthony, and some others, NBA guys, including myself. We host a game in Beijing, have those NBA celebrity play against the Team China. It's a very successful event and a game. We raised, I think, somewhere around like $2 million just in a week. Yeah, we donate to Chinese Youth Development Foundation to help them to build some schools in there. That's how we think, okay, it's time for me to think about a long-term plan instead of just to jump one from another. That's 2007, and but still play basketball and not much of a time to think about. So let's hold for a year and get a little bit. We need staff to work on this. We need an organization. You can't just do it by your own. And also 2008 Olympics is just right around the corner, and let's say, okay, do that after we finish this Olympics, and then we have more time in summer. Certainly the earthquake in May 2008 hit China, and everybody got mobilized in country, try to do our own part to restore something. And then my team and I is thinking, why not now? I mean, it's urgent. It's urgent. We short a lot of parts, but still, I think we need to do our part to set up the foundation and see what we can do there. But at the beginning, because we're thinking, okay, well, let's rebuild those schools which been destroyed in earthquake. So we started in 2008. It's not never a perfect plan. It's almost like you never know. Some of the plans just come out like this, but we'll stick with it. We're all very proud about what we did. Obviously, the plan is not go straight as we planned at the very first point. And as first point, we just continue to build a school, but we get into 2.0, which is we think the school is not just a building. The school is not only a building but it's a content in there which we can give to the kids. Now, obviously, we are not good on education, and we don't want to pretend like one. We're not an education expertise on this, but we're good on sports. My team know how to organize some, primary school basketball games. That's how we started plan, like, I think 4 years after 2008. But we still built 17 schools in the country, half of them in the earthquake zone and half of them spread out in the rest of China, mostly on the countryside, underdeveloped area. And we think, okay, we don't want to build a school and let them. And they need to repair, they need to fulfill some sports equipment, books, build a library or something. Why we not connect them to each other by the games, basketball games? So we have all the principal for the first time sitting together. Hey, what we can do more for you guys? Besides just repair things, painting the wall or this. I say, okay, our idea is to build a small school league. Obviously, the short part is that they are so spread out. It's hard for travel to, young age kids in that far distance. Okay, let's including more schools, even they're not built by us, so that we recruit a couple more staff who have the experience, can help us to create a small basketball league. We call that the Yao Foundation Basketball League. And today if I remember right, this year we have around 500 schools join the program.
And when you go yourself and you visit the schools and see what's happening and what everyone's doing, how do you feel?
So give me a feeling that okay, I can use my success on a basketball into a different area to help people. Obviously, I did my part, and they're happy to see me. Usually, they only see me on TV. Secondly, I feel that they need more connection, not only by us, but by also other people who have the willing to do. Some of a village that are very far from the cities. They rarely get out of the town, and obviously, it's giving me the feeling about, fulfilled. It's a good feeling, It's almost like a reward for myself. People need a connection, face to face, need to communicate. That kind of activity is to really create that kind of opportunities to do it. Again, the program of this basketball league is not to seek for next superstar or basketball genius. It's actually opportunities for people connecting each other. Not only the kid, but also the teacher from different schools and the parents behind it.
What sort of values do you think sport is giving to these children?
For one part, I'm not very good on academic study, never was. I would consider my rank about a C+, when I was their age, maybe B-. But I think something that we just cannot teach, they have to experience it on the court. It's like when you have a teammate fall down on the ground, will you just tell them to stand up, or are you going to give him a hand and pull him up? It's kind of a friendship. It's kind of a teamwork. You have to handle those emotions. You have to handle those experiences by yourself. When you're winning, how you getting to the next step? Obviously, when you lose today, are you going to quit, or are you going to continue to fight? It's a team sport. And even life is not that so individual. We're all touched by so many things. Families, colleagues, elders, and our next generations. And I know now that the people think about the individuals, personalities, again, but we're not really alone in this world, and we need to find those connections and and be part of it.
In terms of pressure, Yao, or teaching them and communicating with the young children and teaching them to be a team, how did you yourself learn, do you think?
I went through a couple great coaches, whether in China or United States, and also European coaches too, and I learned from the greatest. Not necessarily become I'm the greatest, but at least I follow their step. If there's anything to blame them, not me.
Coming up next, Yao Ming tells me why conservation is so vital.
And it's still a long way to go to save the animal and save ourselves.
CNBC Meets, Defining Values, brought to you by UOB Private Bank.
Good morning, Mrs. Wong.
Good morning. Your favorite.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Good morning, Mrs. Wong.
Good morning. Look what I made for you.
Thank you. Mrs. Wong? Help! Help!
Good thing your grandson was around when you had your fall, Mrs. Wong.
On the next Managing Asia, he wants to raise the stakes in the world's biggest gambling market.
Macau deserves a landmark. You know, it's really a architectural icon for Asia, and I always swing for the fences. You know, I always try to hit the home run.
Can he live up to his dream?
For me, to get a license in Japan is not just all about business. It's really, again, fulfilling another dream.
Lawrence Ho, CEO of Melco Resorts and Entertainment, on the next Managing Asia.
President Trump, tonight on Squawk Box. Jobs, the economy, trade war with China. Joe Kernan's one-on-one, tonight.
Stars, from stage and TV screen, from music and movies, grace the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
I so adore being overwhelmed by love. Okay, people.
The world's longest-running talk show. The best in late-night entertainment.
Someone's going to have a good weekend.
The Tonight Show. Weekends on CNBC.
Welcome back to CNBC Meets Defining Values. Yao Ming is one of the world's best-known athletes, an 8-time NBA All-Star and a member of the NBA Hall of Fame. He's also an incredibly hard-working environmental campaigner and philanthropist. The Yao Foundation was set up in 2008 in response to the devastating earthquake in Sichuan province, China. Now it helps schools and rural areas across the country. Its volunteers help support sports education, and they've even organized a basketball league for rural primary schools. Yao Ming visits the schools himself and is determined to encourage more students to learn the sport. He's also an ambassador for conservation group Wild Aid. And when he became spokesperson for its Say No to Shark's Fin Soup campaign, Chinese consumers listened. Immediate sales of shark's fin soup plummeted by around 60%. Yao Ming was also the face of a campaign to ban the sale of ivory and starred in a documentary film about the tragic poaching crises decimating elephant and rhino populations in Africa.
Also, yeah, as well as the foundation, you've done so much work for Wild Aid and helping banning ivory and also banning the shark fin soup as well. How did you feel about that? Because you did so much work with them.
Obviously, we're very happy. There's so many people, so many hours work, and the results come out very positive. But we all know that, and it's still a long way to go to really to save the animal and save ourselves.
And what did the trip to Kenya mean to you? What was the experience like for you?
I had a great experience there. Great doesn't necessarily mean good, but sometimes worse also, because we see goodness and also their darkness, how people can do from both sides. It is not as simple as just people hunting down, purchase the animal there, and the economic system that we're altered a lot of those things. That's why we have that slogan, when buying stop, the killing can too. I think that's a great one. It really affected people. And in Africa, I felt that sometimes we're living in a conquered forest of the city, and it opened my heart and so released sometimes. You know, we stopped thinking about all the pressure, all the stress from the work, from all the, things. Maybe because there's no Wi-Fi over there, I can't reach outside. Yeah, and to see the star in the middle of the night. I have to get up at like 3 a.m. So when the moon is going down, so we can see very clear Milky Way and all the stars up there. It really gave me a feeling that, when you focus, previously we always talk about focus on work, focus on connection, or all kinds of things. But sometimes you need that kind of moment to get you out of it there. When you're so focused on there, you feel the world is so small and you're alone in there. And that's where the pressure comes. Obviously, that we have our own way to, you know, to handle the pressure, but still, the pressure is pressure. And when you're there, where your mind gets cleaned, and you feel that you pull yourself out and have a much bigger picture to see the ecosystem and the world. I know that's still different than the reality we're living in the modern world, but I enjoy that moment. I enjoyed my moment.
And there was a wonderful photograph of you with David Beckham and Prince William in 2014 on the anti-rhino poaching. Do you remember that? How was that for you when you did the photograph?
Yeah, we did that in London right before we heading to Kenya. It's quite amazing. It's quite amazing. I had a photo. Obviously, they have us, all three of us, that walking into a green room. You know, they went so they can digitalize everything after that. And couple, you know, just walking, and we finished the shot, and we talk about something others, and you know, obviously, they talk about soccer, which I cannot understand. So I'm just staying sideline, knock my head. It sounds like I understand, but I'm not.
You're celebrating 10 years, and you're very proud of many of the achievements and the projects. What's your vision going forward?
Going forward, that, you know, I always have a dream that one day that one of the kids who played in this league, I mean, this small school league, and then become, you know, a good guy, and not necessarily like Steve Jobs or something, you know, just a good guy, maybe just a good husband, good son or something, that come back here and say, hey, I want to be a volunteer to help the future generation. I wish that day were, I was very happy if that become true.
And you inspire the next generation. You have a daughter yourself. We were talking about what we would like to give to the next generation. What advice and values do you want to give to your own daughter?
Talk to people, eye to eye, face to face, not through the phone.
Yeah, for you personally, what are your hopes for the future?
My hopeful future? That's a very good question. Well, world peace, can I say that? For the future, I hope everybody find their own world and find their happiness in there. And happiness is unmeasurable, and there's no standard. As long as they find their interests and know what they do and know that's their destiny, find their destiny, I think that's their future. And the future is not designed by any individuals.
Yao Ming, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we've got time for with Yao Ming on CNBC Meets Defining Values. I'm Tanya Breyer, and thank you for watching.
CNBC Meets Defining Values, brought to you by UOB Private Bank.
Luxury. In India, I discovered that true luxury isn't something you buy off a shelf. True luxury is a feeling that you are the Maharani of your world, and it can be all designed around you. All the beauty is yours. All the music is yours. India showed me that luxury doesn't follow designers and brands. True luxury follows its own heart.
Incredible India.
Get CNBC Pro for in-depth access to Wall Street, giving you the edge to invest like a pro. Pro's got global daytime coverage with live streaming of CNBC US, Europe, and Asia. Your subscription gives you access to the experts who do it best with exclusive interviews. Get insights and analysis from the pros, plus big market data analyzed to help you uncover new investment opportunities. Invest like a pro. Go to cnbc.com/getpro for your 30-day free trial.
With our job series at CNBC, we're able to get you rare behind-the-scenes access. We've trained with Secret Service and Border Patrol. We went to the country's largest naval shipbuilder. We've looked at jobs in the marijuana industry. We're showing you where you can get hired, the skills you need. Then if you're a business executive, we're telling you what the industry trends are. Southwest Airlines is set to hire some 4,000 workers for ground operations. The spotlight is on jobs because of President Trump. He promised he was going to bring jobs back to this country. People want to see if he's going to keep true to his promise.
Where casinos are concerned, Macau has hit jackpot, where the gods of entertainment converge. On this episode of Managing Asia,